Resolution 131.
Resolution 131-13 urges the Governor to ensure that proposed amendments to the Department of Land and Natural Resources administrative rules relating to the termination of scuba spearfishing and the Puako Fisheries Management Area FMA boundary be placed in their original form and entirety before the Board of Land and Natural Resources for decision-making. States that Mr. William Aila, Chairman of the Department of Land and Natural Resources, has indicated his intention to remove certain proposed amendments concerning the termination of scuba spearfishing and the Puako FMA boundary. Introduced by Ms. Wille, waived AWESC.
Okay, can I have a motion to approve Resolution 131-13?
So move.
Moved by Ms. Wille, second by Mr. Kanuha. Ms. Wille?
Okay.
Microphone.
And fresh. And I move to amend Resolution 131-13 with the contents of Communication 316.1.
Okay. It's been moved by Ms. Wille, second by Ms. Ford, to amend Resolution 131 with the contents of Communication 316.1.
Which you should have a copy of.
Okay,
Chair, can I go ahead and...
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So, the original...
Discussion on the amendment.
Yeah, just so I explain the difference. The original one was to urging basically the governor to intercede in what was going on, and the reason that I've amended it is basically what I requested in the resolution has happened. So, to explain. So this was for 10 years, the West Hawaii fisheries groups have all come together and they put together a package of rules dealing with our rapid depletion of fish and other coastal issues. And one of the key points in that was to ban spearfishing if it's using scuba gear, not if it's snorkeling or free swimming. And that was probably the most controversial, although it did get, in terms of votes, 89% of the those voting before the fisheries management, or the West Hawaii Regional Fisheries Management Area did support that provision. So the package went to DLNR, and there was a briefing to the board as to the contents of the package, and at that time, the chair, Aila, pulled this one specific provision. No board vote, no consultation. It was contrary to Bill Walsh, the scientist. It was contrary to all the testimony. So there was a lot of concern just in terms of process, that what's happening with the process. And the same thing in terms of the boundary with exactly where the line would be. But that wasn't as controversial a point. This was really important. So many of us sort of got on it and like, this shouldn't be happening. And as of Thursday, that briefing, Aila was still, that he could do this and this was happening. And somehow by Friday morning, he changed his mind and put it back in. And so the package, as voted and as supported by West Hawaii and all of the groups on our island with consensus, is now going before the board. And so my aim was just that this should go as we on our island support that to the board. I don't believe that the meeting has been set, but it might be on the 28th, as early as the 28th of this month. So what this does is it's gotten it back onto the whole package, when it's a package, to the board. This is the recommendation. This has been very complex. Finally, maybe it didn't take 25 years like the park, clock, but it's 10 years and the fish are running out. So anyway, so we sort of jumped on it to get in part of this. And so I asked for your support in this modified form, and I want to just explain one thing what came out in the paper, what Aila said is, well, that he wasn't sure he had enough information that there was such level of depletion that we needed to have this rule. And my point is that we're governed by the precautionary principle, that if there's uncertainty, which side do we err on? That we err on the side of conservation and caution, and that we need to sort of look at that as a analytical framework for a decision where you're uncertain. You don't uncertain, well, I'm not sure it's quite depleted, just how far. So I asked for your support, and it's just supporting our people on this island and what they had submitted to it all has to do with our island before the board coming up. And thank you for waving it through, because it may be coming up as early as the 28th. Thank you.
Okay, any more discussion on the amendment? Mr. Kanuha.
Oh, thank you, Madam Chair. I support this amendment, and I encourage all the rest of the council to support it as well. I just wanted a clarification about the Puako Fisheries Management Area boundary. Where exactly? Is it just only Puako? How far does it extend outward? Do you have the information, or was I supposed to research that before or anything?
If I can answer him, I don't have a clear answer, and I think that the important point is that this was really a clarification, making it very clear where it is. And in that sense, I was supporting that it's going to be very clear and not as vague as it might otherwise be.
See anyways, but I support this, and I'm glad that the governor and William Aila put this back on the rules sent from the West Hawaii Fisheries Council and from basically everybody in West Hawaii, the collaboration, cooperation in doing this to send this out. Hopefully they will pass it. Hopefully BLNR has a sense to pass this from our people here telling us that we need this done. So I really encourage all of us to support this, and hopefully we can get a message out to the state that they support this as well. So thank you.
Ms. Ford?
Thank you. I support this. Don't worry about that. And this amendment, it means including a ban on the scuba spearfishing and including the clarification of the Puako Fisheries Management Area boundary. Okay, I'm very familiar with FRAs, fish replenishment areas, and there's no fishing and doing all those things in those areas. But I'm not familiar with what the rules are right now with the Puako Fisheries Management Area. Can you explain the difference between a management area and a replenishment area, or maybe somebody else knows? Mr. Ishida, you're not in that ballpark? Okay, I'm going to vote for this, but I'll tell you where the reason I'm asking the question. If it's an FRA, you can't do anything in it. You can't go collect, you can't go fish, unless you're doing a Native Hawaiian gathering type stuff. Okay, so I'm not as familiar with the management area, and that concerns me because, as most people know, I would like to see a ban on spearfishing along our coastlines and no collection and a lot of other things. But at this point, that's another subject, another day, so I'm going to vote for this.
Thank you. If there's no further discussion, we'll vote on the amendment. On communication, vote to amend Resolution 131 with the contents of Communication 316.1. Madam Clerk.
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Ilagan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Ms. Wille? Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Eoff?
Aye.
Chair Eoff, you have 8 ayes and 1 absent.
Thank you. Ms. Wille?
Just to clarify where we've made the change to, we need to be suspending something.
We do.
And
Would you like to make the motion to suspend?
Whatever.
Moved by Ms. Wille, second by Ms. Ford to suspend Council Rule 24 so that we can vote on this today. Is there any discussion on the suspension? Mr. Onishi?
Just one question to Ms. Wille. Have you contacted the state legislature, the representatives and senators of this side, of this island, for them to lobby to on this?
No, but that would be great if you would.
Make some phone calls?
Yeah.
Okay,
Thanks.
sure.
Okay, Madam Clerk, on suspending the Rule 24.
Ms. Ford? Aye. Mr. Ilagan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Ms. Wille?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Eoff?
Aye.
Chair Eoff, you have 8 ayes and 1 absent.
Okay, thank you. If there's no further discussion, then we go ahead and take a vote on Resolution 131 as amended.
Yeah, I just want to say reinforce what Fresh just said. I mean, to the extent that we can encourage any of our state legislators to be supportive here, there's sometimes often it seems like a disconnect between our local level and state level, but in each of our different areas, if we could contact those that would be on the state level, I think that would be helpful. Great. Thank you for bringing that up.
Madam Clerk, the vote.
Aye. Mr. Ilagan?
Aye.
Mr. Kanuha?
Aye.
Mr. Onishi? Ms. Poindexter?
Aye.
Ms. Wille?
Aye.
Mr. Yoshimoto?
Aye.
Chair Eoff?
Aye.
Chair Eoff, you have 8 ayes and 1 absent.
Thank you. Resolution 131 is adopted as amended. Resolution 132.
Resolution 132-13 amends salary ordinance number 13-50 by amending section 3B by increasing the affected pay grades by 4% for the legislative branch. Implements a new pay grade increase of 4% for positions in the legislative branch, except for the LE-2 legal specialist position, introduced by Mr. Yoshimoto, waived FC.
Can I have a motion to approve Resolution 132?
So moved.
Moved by Mr. Yoshimoto, second by Mr. Onishi. Ms. Wille, did you have? Oh, no, we didn't.
I know,
there-
point of order, can you address whatever error I may have made after this?
If there was a time,
Yeah, because it may come,
time is of the essence,
Yes.
you would have liked to suspend Council Rule, I think it's 15, to not hold the resolution 131. So I'm not sure what I have to do. Do you want to take a quick recess and I'll find out, since we moved on?
okay.
Okay.
Oh, Greggor, you're...